What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Palace News. I'm saying another because those of you who have been on the channel for a while, you would know that we have been recording these over the summer, but we stopped. I don't know why, but I thought I might as well bring it back, talk about transfer news today, but in the future we'll talk about maybe the under 23s and other Palace news in general. But today we're going to be covering transfers, Christian Benteke, Young Fleet, and more. And let's start off with Christian Benteke, because he was rumoured to actually leave the club over the weekend. So the Palace striker Benteke, who's wanted by Burnley, has no intention of leaving Selhurst Park, according to the BBC. And you might be saying, hold up, when did this happen? Well, it happened over the weekend. Apparently, Burnley, after selling Chris Wood, they're looking for replacements, and Christian Benteke is one of the players on their list. However, Benteke doesn't want to leave the club. Well, let's break this transfer down in the first stages of it. So they wanted him around 12 to 15, around 10 to 12 million pound. I think Palace were happy to sell him around 12 million pound. That's what the reports were saying. I'm not too sure if that's true. But for me, he's got 18 months left on his deal. He's said it before when he signed the contract that he's happy living in London. He has had offers elsewhere. It's not like only Crystal Palace want him. Even before when he signed that contract, he could have potentially went abroad. But Christian Benteke didn't want to do that. He's happy at Palace, and you can see it by his performances this season. He's been on form. If you look at the goals that he scored, I know lately he hasn't scored. I can't remember the last time he has scored, but is still a vital part to the squad. And we've known it over the years that Benteke, even though he might not be as clinical in front of goal, he offers something different that we don't have in our squad at this current moment of time. So selling Benteke should be on our terms. For me, if they offered us around 15, 20 million pound, look, it wouldn't make sense, but I would understand a bit more if we were to sell him. But Christian himself doesn't want to leave, and I'm happy with that as well. We don't have to sell him, as I've just listed it before. So it's probably best that he stays. Look, if you take away Christian Benteke, you have to bring in a replacement, and that replacement in itself, we talk about Eddie Nketiah, but I don't think Eddie Nketiah will be Christian Benteke's replacement. So it's going to cause problems, and we've been doing well this season. We've got something going on. Vieira is getting the best out of these players as the games go on. We're learning on the way as well. So for me, if Benteke stays on at least for the summer, then if there's a good offer, then fair enough. But in this window, you just don't want to cause yourself unnecessary problems. So for me, I'm happy for Benteke to stay. Apparently, they offered around £12 million, or Palace wanted £12 million. But that's not going to happen, as Benteke doesn't want to leave himself. But I'm not too sure if this rumor will die down. If Burnley offer more, around 15 to 20 million pound, which for me is where you have to start talking with them, and maybe Benteke will start talking with them, then it'll be interesting. But they're saying that again. I mean, with all due respect, who wants to move to Burnley from London? Especially, you could have moved abroad as well. He clearly wants his family in this city, and he wants to stay here. So I doubt anything's going to happen, but that was an interesting rumor. It came out of nowhere. Another rumor that's been on the plate for a while now is Young Fleet. Well, he was rumored to actually leave the club around a month or two ago because he wasn't getting any game time. However, according to the Evening Standard, Palace are reconsidering the decision to allow Young Fleet to leave this month. For me, I'm not surprised that we're reconsidering him leaving the club. Let's be honest. Young Fleet, over the last month or so, I'll say near enough month, he has changed. Like before, we had no expectations of him. Sometimes he was not even on a bench, and on the bench, bring him on. No one really thought he could change the game, but he's waiting for his opportunity, and he has taken it well ever since he's got it. He scored, of course, them 2 goals against Norwich, scored against Millwall away from home in a big cup game. So Young Fleet can score in front of goal if he gets opportunities. Look, I don't think he is our long-term solution, but as I mentioned with Benteke, if you get rid of another striker, you have to bring in another striker. And this is where the Eddie Nketiah rumours were coming in the first place. And Nketiah, if he does join Palace, it was going to be on a long-term basis. And he's 22 years old. We were basically going to go out for him, get him in, and try to build him up to a player that has had potential in the past, but hasn't really lived it at his time with Arsenal. So for me, in all honesty, I would not get rid of Young Fleet to bring in Eddie Nketiah. I personally believe there are better strikers, but not in this window. The January window is more about just bringing in players when you need them. We don't need a striker right now. But if you sell Young Fleet, or if you not sell him, if you send him to Saint Etienne, which was where he was rumored to go, then you do have to bring in someone else. So I think it's an unnecessary problem. Young Fleet, He's fighting for his place. He has done well so far. So let him stay there and just wait till the summer, because in the summer, we don't need to keep Mateta. We can go and bring in another striker, long-term striker, that can be better than Mateta and Eddie Nketiah. But for now, if we do it now and bring in another striker, honestly, I haven't heard any other serious contenders apart from Eddie Nketiah. And if there isn't, then there's no point rushing the process. It's all part of the process. Bringing in players, selling in players. But right now, we don't need to sell Young Felipe. We don't need to get rid of him. I keep saying sell. We don't need to get rid of him. So for me, it makes sense to keep him till the summer. And in the summer, there'll be other options that we can look at. So for me, I'm happy that the club are not letting go of Young Felipe yet, because he has shown potential. And let's see what happens in the summer. I don't think we'll sign him on a permanent deal unless he goes on a crazy run, which you never know with this guy, Young Felipe. He might do. But apart from that, I think we'll keep him to the summer, and the summer just bring in someone else. So I'm happy. So the final player of the rumours in this week is Aaron Ramsey. And the BBC have an update. They're saying, according to them, they're saying Palace are not holding talks with the Newcastle United target, Aaron Ramsey, despite us being linked with him. This was always odd. Aaron Ramsey, he has been linked with the club for a while now. I'm not too sure if in the Hodgson era we were linked with Aaron Ramsey, but I won't be surprised if we were, because he has wanted to leave Juventus, and Premier League is an ideal opportunity for him, because by coming to the Premier League, these clubs can pay Aaron Ramsey the money that he wants. And there's going to be agents who's going to push for this and maybe put out fake rumors saying Crystal Palace want him and Newcastle want him. But I'm happy that this isn't happening. Well, according to the BBC anyways. And the reason for that is, look, Aaron Ramsey is a quality player. And Vieira has actually spoken about him pre-Millwall. And he said that, he likes him a lot. He spoke highly about him. And it seemed like he didn't mind having him in the squad. And also, Vieira recently spoke about having experience in the squad. So if you combine both of them together, then Aaron Ramsey is the player that you want. He's technically gifted. And also, he has experience playing in the Premier League. But I think the club have stopped this from happening. And the reason for that is his wage demands. And, Newcastle can offer more money than us. So I'm not disappointed. And I think Vieira, it won't be disappointed as well. But I genuinely think that Vieira wouldn't have minded having Aaron Ramsey in the squad. A player that has experience, a player that is very technically gifted. But the thing is, Aaron Ramsey is not young anymore. And he has had injury problems for ages. And he is on high wages. So right now, when we're in a rebuild process, do we need to go and get Aaron Ramsey at this current moment of time? No. But would it be a decent addition if we had wage cuts and maybe agreed on our terms? Yes. Honestly, I would love to have Aaron Ramsey in the squad. But saying all them things, I doubt it, because Newcastle United also want him and can pay for his wages. So, you know what? I'm happy with this report. I'm happy that Aaron Ramsey, we won't be holding talks with Aaron Ramsey, because I don't think it's going to make sense financially. And also, looking at the long-term rebuild process, yeah, we don't have to rush it. So for me, I'm happy with this. But another midfielder may be needed in the future, but that's a conversation for another day. That's it for this episode. It's been a while since I've actually spoken about all these transfer rumors, but we're going to be getting back into it. Hopefully, if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, up the Palace.